Hi, this is Misty Guthrie again, and we are in code.org, and we are looking at Unit 2, Lesson 6, Styling Text with CSS, and this is part 2 of this lesson. So we've already done the first part and introduced CSS. We learned how to link it to our HTML web page, and we've also looked at how to add new rule sets. This part starts off with a video in code.org that you should watch to and it will teach you how to let the web page know what the style sheet, which style sheet it should be using. So as you are creating more web pages that are all going to be connected within a website, perhaps, you may have multiple style sheets. And so we want to know how to link the correct style sheet to the correct web page. All right, watch that video to learn more about that, and then come back to this video to continue the lesson. All right, so hopefully you have finished watching the video that was in code.org, and we are going to learn about adding a style sheet into the web page, and we have our odd world records web page here that we were looking at before, and it says for what we want to do. This developer has been working on some style for the page, but has forgotten to add the style sheet, so nothing is actually working. So here's the style sheet. We should see a purple font that is 50 pixels for H1. We should see an orange font for H3 that is 16, and the paragraph font should be small and teal at 6 pixels. But we don't see that. It's all just regular HTML coding. All right, inside the HTML page, add the code that will link the style sheet to the web page, and they give you an example of what to do. So we're going to go to the index, the HTML web page, and notice that there, between the head tags, remember we saw that there should be a link here. This is where we put the link. And want to link the style sheet. And it is named style.css. If it was named anything else, we would type it exactly the exact file if we have multiple files. But since this one's called style, that's what we're going to use. And I can see there's pink here, and that's because I do not have my closing there we go. So you see immediately it popped up with all the rules that are in that style sheet. The purple, the orange, and the teal that's super tiny. All right. By the way, M&M's has the ampersand sign, that little and notice how it is typed in here. It's kind of cool. You have to type that code to tell the computer to make that symbol. All right, we're going to click Finish. That is all we have to do on that page. All right, on Bubble 9, there are several things here to practice. One, when it says choose from the following activities, you should choose all of them. And so we are going to look at debugging the font size. It's important to practice our debugging skills because this will teach you things so that you don't make the same mistakes that these developers have made. So the paragraph font size, we want it to be 24 pixels, but instead it's the default size. So we know that we can adjust that in the style sheet. And it should be 24, but it's not showing up that way. I do see that it's linked. I see that the paragraph tags are in P tags, so that is good. Why is this font size pink? Remember, pink is never a good thing. It should be green. So somebody had typed in font size, but forgot that there needs to be a hyphen between them. As soon as I put that hyphen in there, now the computer knows what it is I'm talking about, and immediately our font size got bigger. All right, we fixed the bug. Now let's look at debugging the missing paragraph style. Paragraph color is supposed to be gray, but instead it is black. I see that it is linked. So let's look to see. The H1 is showing up. The body's background is white. But our P rule set, and I notice that it does not have the curly braces. Let's add in our curly braces. And I'm going to just copy and paste that in there. And now you see that it is indeed a gray font color. Excellent. I encourage you, if you understand what we're doing so far, to pause this video. Go ahead and continue the activities on your own. It will be much more fun than watching me do it. And you can come back to this if you run into a problem and you're stuck. All right, we're going to debug the missing heading style. I wonder if they forgot to put the curly brackets on the heading this time. The heading color is supposed to be green, and instead it's the default color black. So, we do see brackets here. These brackets are the curly brackets. These are square. Somebody forgot to hold the shift key when they typed. So we're going to change, put that inside curly brackets and get rid of the wrong ones. Now we have a beautiful tips to go green, and it is green. We will keep going. If you are wondering the answers to any of these questions, feel free to stop and read and learn more about. Most of that is stuff we've looked at in the past. Debug the missing styles. Now we have none of the styles are being applied. We want the heading 1 color to be blue, the heading 2 color to be green, and the paragraph font to be 12, and instead everything is default. All of my tags look great on the HTML document. So let's look at the style sheet. All of this looks great on the style sheet. I see the curly brackets, I see the rule sets. What is it that we need to make sure that these two are linked to each other? If you forget, you can always look back at a previous level. You can also click on Helps and Tips. And these are other things you can go to look at. But I notice between the head tags, we do not have our link. All right, as soon as we put in our information, it works. This is something you will sort of get used to doing. But again, if you don't remember how to do that, you can look back at a previous level. I'm going to click Finish because we linked the style sheet to the HTML, and that enabled all of those things to show up. All right, we're going to add a rule set for the heading. And be creative. We can change the font size, we can change the color, we can even look and explore some other things. So our heading is elephants. We can also get creative and play around. Remember, there's a lot of colors we can choose from. If you want your background to be a different color, you can play around with that. So let's look at changing the style of our element H1. Alrighty. There's a lot of things we can do. You're welcome to play around with them. Let's try, what if we make it cursive? Ooh, look at that. That's cool. Font size. I'm not sure what size it is now, but let's try 50 pixels. Remember that you need your semicolon at the end and your colon between them. Oh, it did not like what I did there. So I wonder, let's refresh and save. Well, if you do not see it pop up instantly, remember you can hit refresh and save to see what it looks like. So I made elephants big. And how about if we change the color to be a dark gray. No, that's a little too close to the background color. So maybe change it to navy. Might be nice. Okay. You can be creative and customize the heading in any way you would like. You can add in as many rule sets or as many rules within your rule set as you would like. It's kind of fun. I love to see all the different changes happen. All right, add a paragraph rule set and add a style sheet, or the last two. So we'll keep this one nice and simple. So it's a lot like the last one, is just adding a rule set. We did it with a heading, now we're doing it with a paragraph. You do not need to change anything on the HTML sheet, just the style sheet. And if you get in here and really mess everything all up, remember you can go to your version history and start over. All right, we're going to add in a rule set for the paragraph. How about we change the color to brown? Okay, or whatever color you want. We can also maybe, I see some, well, kinds of things we can choose from. What if we change the background color to aqua? Oh, that's a way to highlight, huh? All right, so play around. Feel free to choose other rules and see what happens. And after you've explored that a little bit and you've made some changes that you like, you can click Finish. All right, the last one is how to add a style sheet and adding a style sheet and rule sets here. So this is just kind of putting it all together. There is no style sheet, so we need to add. And everything that you see that comes in here is defaulted. When we added that CSS file, it named it new. We can click here to rename it and call it style, like what we've been doing. Everything here is default. So, it really didn't change anything by adding that CSS. We do want to remember that you always have to link in. You want to link in the style sheet. There we go. And close it out. That lets them know that you're done typing. Okay. We can change this. We're doing something about flowers. Kind of looks weird, the way the introduction is there. But I feel like it should be like pink or something since it's about flowers. And maybe the paragraph color could be red. Violet red. And H1, the font weight, bold is, we can leave that there, but maybe change the font family to one of these other families. We can try a border color, see what that does. Didn't see anything happen. Let's try hit refresh and save and see. I don't know. Play around. It's probably because we don't have anything around it, like a box around it. Let's try the background of this to white. So you can see just how it impacts it. I don't like the way that looks, so I'm going to take that off. I just want to change the color. I love that aqua color, but it just doesn't look good on this background. Maybe the dark sea will make it better. Yeah, I like that much better. All right, so if we look over here, the introduction, H3 and H5, it is not styled at all. I encourage you to play around if you would like to add in some rules for H3 and H5. You could do that. But play around with it, play around with some of the things that you see pop up and just see what happens. That's how we learn. You'll find things that you like, and you'll find things that you go, ooh, that doesn't look so good. The actual assessment on this level is Bubble 10. So, if you forget how to add a style sheet to the web page, This is the information that you are going to be needing if you've forgotten what to type. So you need to do 3 things to get full credit. First off, you need to link the style sheet to the web page. Right now, the style sheet is here. It's blank at this moment, but it's not linked to the web page. You need to make the paragraph a different size and make the paragraph text a different color. So, if you can't remember how to do that, look back at one of the activities that you did that did change the paragraph text size and color and review that. I'm not going to walk through this lesson or this part because this is where I get to see what you can do on your own. If the paragraphs are a new color and size and there are no errors or inconsistencies with the HTML or CSS code and everything is linked, then you will get full credit. You can certainly change other things as well, but specifically the paragraphs are what I'm going to be looking for. Remember to click finish when you're done, and I encourage you to check out the challenges on Bubble 11 to learn how to do some other cool things. Font families, underlining, how to make things centered and aligned differently, and how to give your text shadows, and maybe even how to space out your letters wider so that it changes the look of your headings and such. So enjoy playing around with these activities as you have time and have fun. Have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions.